Do you remember creepypastas? They were extremely popular back in 2010. You do remember creepypastas, you remember very famous stories, like Jeff the Killer, Slender Man, and Sonic.exe. But just like anything, the more famous something gets, the harder it is to find something all that great in it. And today, I want to go over some creepypastas that I feel have been forgotten. These were very hard to find because I tried to consider a time limit because I really wanted to include a very underrated creepypasta named The Showers, but the problem is that creepypasta is super long, so that is not happening. So, with this started, let's get into the fifth forgotten creepypasta. For me, it has to be normal porn for normal people. This creepypasta has multiple videos in detail, so I will try to simplify the detail as much as I can. The first is Peanut.avi. The video has two people feeding PB&J sandwiches to a dog for 30 minutes. By the end of the video, the dog was very sick looking. In LickedClean.avi, a repairman fixes a washing machine. Whenever he leaves, the man licked the washing machine clean. Jimbo.avi has an obese mime performing a trick. He pulls out an imaginary chair and pretended to sit in said chair. It broke, and for the last 30 seconds was him crying. In Diane.avi, a woman plays a violin but continuously gets distracted. In Jessica.avi, a woman is talking about canoe rides with a man in front of a house. Occasionally, the camera will zoom out to reveal they're in front of the street. An elderly woman was making out with a mannequin. Halfway through the video, it cuts to a circle of mannequins. But the elderly woman is gone. There is no more sound for the remaining 5 minutes. Then there's Stumps.avi. A man with no legs tries to break dance on a DDR pad in the kitchen from Peanut.avi. 4 minutes in, the man collapses and the video ends with the dancer being yelled at. Privacy.avi has the woman from Diana.avi entertaining herself on a mattress, while the man from Stumps.avi is on his knees crawling around wearing a goblin mask, and an animal runs through the hallway as it cuts off. Next, we have Useless.avi. A blonde woman from one of the previous interview videos is tied to a mattress as a chimpanzee comes in and mauls her to death. Number 4th forgotten creepypasta will be Gurgles and Bugman. This creepypasta is framed as a TV show. Gurgles is a clown and Bugman was a short hunchback. The show would have everyone do their normal nightly activities until they all go to bed. Someone will go to sleep and then Bugman would tower over them, have a sharp straw come out of their mouth, and drink the victim's blood. The third most underrated creepypasta is The Girl in the Photograph, not to be confused with The Girl in the Picture. It's a short story, so it's easy to summarize. Our main character Tom is in math class when he finds a picture of a beautiful girl holding up 2 fingers. Tom asked everyone around after getting the photo if they've seen the girl, but everyone said no. When Tom went home, he asked his sister the same thing, and she, just like everyone else, said no. Tom was sad, and so he went to bed, but he woke up to hearing a tap, 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 like it was a fingernail tapping against the window. But Tom goes outside and is hit by a car. When the person driving the car gets out, he sees the picture of the girl, but now she's holding up 3 fingers. Moving on to our second creepypasta, we now have Honora Petrova. Honora Petrova is honestly one of the most unique creepypastas I've ever read. It takes the form of an email sent to Honora to one of her childhood best friends. This is another creepypasta I'd recommend you read, but it's short, so I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. Honora Petrova was an ice skater, and she found a Wikipedia page that was dedicated to her. At first she thought it was something by her dad because at the time she was unknown, but he denied it, and everything written in that Wikipedia page was very accurate, even predicting the future. Honora's parents hired her a coach, and after successful competitions that was predicted by the Wikipedia page, the coach had convinced her parents that she was cut out to be on the Olympic level. However, Honora simply wasn't living up to it, which is when she got the idea to edit her Wikipedia page for herself. After she tried that, everything went wrong. Her friend and the person receiving this email, her skating blade flew off and hit Honora in the head. Her parents ended up dying in a car crash. And finally, after years of Honora being an outcast, the Wikipedia page updates itself, saying she will die alone and friendless. The final forgotten, and I would say the most underrated creepypasta ever written, is Stairs. As you can see, this is a very short read. It's only 2 minutes long, but I will summarize it. However, my summarization can never, ever, ever do this creepypasta justice. As you saw, this creepypasta is a 2-minute read or a 2-minute listen, so I'll summarize it. It's the year 1987, and a woman in a wheelchair has a brand new caretaker because her husband died years previously. The police were scarce at the time, so only one officer went there. He examined the body and found out that her throat had been ripped out. The old woman was on the 2nd story. The officer was eventually able to convince the old woman to go upstairs. Whenever he went there, he examined the 3 rooms. However, what he found was nothing. Nothing was wrong with the room. All 3 rooms upstairs lacked a phone. They were all in good condition. That's when he went to get his gun, and he looked back to see an empty wheelchair.